Good morning, everybody. Today is April 2nd, and we are going to continue with our lesson, and we will be reading chapter 15 of Woods Runner. But first, you should have gone over the question and thought about a few things. What words now come to mind when you think of the word spy? I think of the word secret and sneaking and undercover. I think of Maddie Rose immediately in our book that we read called The Scarlet Stocking Spy, and how she was able to get information to her brother through the secret code of the way she hung her laundry, so that her brother could come and read it and then give that information to General Washington about the British. So she's the first person that I really think of when I think of spy. So you'll notice underneath of this link it has two words, communication and covert. Let's go over their definitions. Communication is the act or way of spreading information from one person to another person, and covert means secret. So I'm about to read to you page 110, and you can take out Woods Runner and follow along with me. And this piece is called covert communication. So it's secret information that was being passed to one another. Both the American and the British military forces disguised their communications so that messages could not be easily read if captured by their enemies. Prearranged letters or words replaced other letters or words, all of which had to be memorized by huge numbers of different people. But the secret codes were frequently and easily broken. Mathematical codes were experimented with, but the complexity limited their effectiveness, especially given the length of time it took to pass messages from one party to another. Invisible inks that could be made visible with heat or a series of chemicals, as well as messages hidden in common publications such as pamphlets and almanacs, were common ways to ensure the security of sensitive information. So you'll notice right underneath of this link, it says, write examples of covert communication from this page. So I would like you to pause this in just a moment. I would like you to write some examples, and then I would like you to come back to my video because I have more. So you can pause it now. So let's see if you got the answers. The answers were, they changed letters or words to have secret codes. Another answer could have been, there were mathematical codes. And a third one is, there were invisible inks. So give yourself a pat on the back if you got those right. And you are now going to move on in just a little bit, and you're going to read the Culper Spy Ring. And actually, you're not going to read it. You're going to watch it, the Culper Spy Ring. And it's all about spies and how spies communicated with one another during this time. I thought that was really cool. The other thing that I wanted to point out in your lesson, and let me just scroll down here in the lesson, is the word intelligence underneath of the launch. You're going to look at that in just a moment. And I now would like you to turn to page 121 in Woods Runner. And the civilian intelligence says, so civilians would have been the people, just everyday people who were living in that area. Intelligence, like the definition says, it's information or the act of collecting information. So it says on page 121, individuals and civilian spy networks carried out the most vital American intelligence operations of the Revolutionary War. Men and women whose daily lives and work brought them into proximity with the British military, such as farmers, merchants, fed important information to the American authorities throughout the war. Some patriots even posed as loyalists to infiltrate pro-British groups, collecting detailed facts about the British military operations and defenses, about the supply lines and the battle plans. Wow, so everyday people were spies during this time. I again think of Maddie Rose, and Maddie was a civilian who also helped the Patriots, And in Colonial Voices even, there were different people in town that shared information with each other about the protests that they were planning right before the Boston Tea Party. So I am going to let you go ahead and listen to the video about the Culper spy ring, and then you are going to follow along and listen to chapter 15 in Woods Runner. And I have a few questions about chapter 15 at the end. Keep up the good work. I also wanted to mention that I asked a few people, actually I asked all of you, if you would go ahead and leave me an audio to tell me something, whether it's something about the book, how you think everything's going, you just want to tell me, you know, how much you miss me, stuff like that. I miss hearing you guys. You get to see me on these videos. I get Zippo. One person responded to me, just one, Michaela Palmer, awesome, but nobody else did. So maybe you'll find time to respond to me today at the end of this lesson. Have a great day.